Everything we need already exists inside of us. We hold the key to open the door to discover who we are and why we exist. Conversations help us find that truth. Relationships are vital. IDKY hopes to ignite your curiosity and perhaps give you courage to open the door. Okay, welcome back to IDKY Podcast, Session 3 with Holly Kirsh. So for this next segment, I'd like to move into a different space. As I have aged, grown older, there's been a lot of strongholds that needed to be broken through on my part. And I would say you've already talked about the fitness part of our lives and that exercise part that is so important. And I used to be hyper competitive, and I decided that was getting me in trouble. So I did a shift on my exercise routine. I feel like I'm doing a really good job now of less high impact, and I do more stretching and yoga and walking, and then I kind of like try to mix some other natural things in. I love to hike and things like that. Another space that I think that I needed to correct was my relationship with food. And I needed to understand that it's to nourish my body and not just for entertainment.
Yeah.
And so that has been another piece that I've walked through and said, okay, let's do a little bit better on that. And then, so I feel like as we grow older and as we mature, we understand the connection of body, mind, and soul. That they're all needed to be respected and honored, and they are if we care for them, they're going to take us a long way in life, right? So just kind of taking the things that aren't as good of a pathway to decide to go on and shifting it and paying attention to our bodies and what they really need. And when I was raising kids, I really didn't want to take the time or have the time for that. But as you age and as injuries start turning into arthritis, and as sleep becomes less consistent, and all these things that happen to us when we are going through menopause and we are moving into that next chapter of our lives, there's so much out there that is to help us, to help our bodies, to help our skin, to help all of that. And I think you have some ideas on that. So can you share with us what you know, what you've learned?
Well, it's interesting because I work with a lot of women that are in those menopausal years of just frustration, because I feel like they're making good choices, they're exercising, but the scale's just going the wrong way. So going backwards for a minute, I felt like that more as a child and a teenager than I do now. So there's different, and I remember being in this like backseat of a car with shorts on with my legs next to my peers and being very uncomfortable with how my legs seemed thicker and veiny. And I just remember like the self-talk that we have to work on as women.
Right.
Like I want to be more fit, and I just didn't feel good in my skin, and it was something that kind of bothered me. And I think I put all my effort with time into exercise, and now I realize it's 80% nutrition and 20% exercise, right?
Wow, okay.
And so to be the results we want to be. But in my journey, I started teaching fitness, and the story that I talked about how my husband and I met on our honeymoon, I quit my corporate job and opened up a health club. So it was called The Firm, and I had it in the Geist area for 8 years and sold it to Live Right. But that was a great time. And at that time, there was the fat-free crave going on. It didn't matter what you ate as long as it was fat-free.
Oh, I remember that.
All of us were very muffin-looking.
Yes.
We were eating a lot of sweets,
right.
and we could understand why we could see any muscle definition, and why we felt fluffy, because we were only eating fluffy things. I remember going to morning cafe after my workouts and having like orange juice and a fat-free muffin and fat-free oatmeal.
Yes.
I mean, I don't eat that many carbs in a day anymore under one meal. But anyway, we evolved. So as a health and wellness coach, that through time, I have found the key to helping women in that pre-post menopausal time. And that is all about protein pacing. So guys, or girls, I should say, and guys, but it's really simple. So I thought I would kind of share what has helped me, but I've helped hundreds of women not only hit their goal, but maintain it. And it's not complicated. So it's protein pacing. As you know, in all of our lives, there's men in our lives, our husbands, our brothers, and we see like, okay, they want to make a change. They're like, I'm going to watch what I eat. And then guess what? In 2 weeks, what are they? At their goal. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And women just are like, what? I've been trying for months. Mm-hmm. Well, do you know why?
No, but okay. I remember one time my husband and I we were doing the same diet. And within 2 weeks, he had reached his goal. And with the end of 6 weeks, I had only lost 3 pounds. And I was like, what is happening? So
that is exactly what I am talking about.
Yes.
So what I will say is I help women, and it's based on your goal weight, right? I'm not a big numbers, but we all need to know a range of weight that would be healthy for us. So you come up with your goal weight, and maybe you're there, great, but even when you're at your goal weight, you want to be healthy and you want to age so that your posture and your bone density is good and you're burning fat at rest. When you have the piece of pizza, you have that glass of wine, you don't feel it in your jeans the next day. So this is going to save you a lot. This is so incredible and not complicated. So once I know what somebody's goal weight is, let's say I'm talking to someone and they're like, I weigh 150, my goal weight's 130. I don't exercise. Okay, you can still get there. I can still get you to 130, but what you're gonna have to do is your goal weight's 130, so we're gonna take 0.8 times your body weight. So that would be, let's say it's around 105 proteins a day. Now we're gonna take that number and break it up. So every 3 to 4 hours, protein pacing, that you're fueling your body with protein. And why you're doing that is going to feed your muscles. And when you feed your muscles, you get muscle definition. And then you make your body like a thermostat, so you're burning fat at rest. So I'll use me as an example. Let's say I'm 110. I take mine 1.2 times my body weight. So I try to get 140 grams of protein. So why somebody who doesn't exercise is 0.8 times their goal weight, and somebody like me that exercises pickleball weight training is because I'm very active. So my protein needs to be higher. So I get 140 grams of protein a day, and I start in the morning. A lot of women I help drink coffee, sip on coffee till 10, 11, 12. None of those women are at their goal. So let's do insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome. So ladies, get that protein, 20 to 40 grams of protein. 2 eggs is 12 grams of protein. Great, but I'm just saying you're still short. So it helps you kind of learn yes, fruits and vegetables, of course, all that is important. Protein pacing, that is going to make your body not look like a man's, but be efficient like a man's, because you're fueling your body with protein and it's burning fat. So if you exercise like 2 to 3 times a week, then we would take your 130 and you would try to get 130 grams 1 times your body weight, because you're in the middle. So we have, if you don't work out at all but you still want to lose weight, the best blessing I see is the women or men that don't work out, they end up hitting their goal weight, and guess what they end up doing?
Working out.
And why are they working out now?
They have more energy and they want to, and it's fun.
Exactly.
It's not dreary and dragging.
And so I don't ever want somebody that thinks that they can't have good results without exercising. But what I love is when we feel good, we can grow spiritually. Yes. We can grow physically, mentally, and we can overcome obstacles, because why? We feel better. When we feel better, we have more confidence, and we have more confidence, things just fall in line.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
It's so good. This morning I was kind of thinking, a couple years ago I was going through some really hard things, and I remember getting up, I felt achy and hard and heavy, and this morning I thought, I don't feel that way right now. And I think it is because I have learned to eat better. I didn't know the concept about the proteins, which will be another beautiful thing for me to incorporate in. But I am exercising more. I mean, and everything is working better. So we don't have to have this concept of as we age, our bodies go downhill. That's a lie. Right? Let's take care of our bodies and let's be those 85-year-old people out on bikes, like that's what I'm going for.
Right, that's what I'm going for too. And why going back to the premise of the aging is once we hit 40, our metabolism starts to slow down because unfortunately we start to lose muscle every year we get older after 40, okay? So the reason why somebody, I'll just use you, Lisa, like you're like, I'm doing everything the same. I'm not changing anything. But from 40 to 50, I gained 8 pounds. And from 50 on, I've gained 4 pounds. It's because your composition has changed. Your body fat has increased and your muscle mass has decreased. And so you can be skinny and be unhealthy because your body composition might have too much visceral fat and body fat. Even though it's small in circumference, you are opening your body up for disease if you don't get enough protein in. So when you get the protein in, it's helping your bone density, it's helping your posture. I mean, because there's nothing like this, right? You're tall, and you're burning fat at rest, and you're starting to see muscle definition, right? Because you're fueling your body with enough protein. So it's really, yes, fruits and vegetables, and you can do it with food alone. I do supplement a little bit because that's where I find I don't want to eat 3 pieces of chicken at lunch sometimes. So that's where I might throw in an undenatured protein that's whole organic fruits and vegetables to help me reach my goal. But you can do it with food, and you can do it with food and some supplementation. But once you do it, you're going to feel good, and that's my favorite thing because as both you and I love to help women with their faith, but nobody can grow spiritually when they don't feel good.
You're right. That's so true.
And so I get people feeling good, and then I watch their lives evolve. And that is the biggest gift. Yes, I like seeing them look good in their jeans. But more importantly, I like seeing what I see inside their heart, and that this new confidence and this new glow about them. And that's what we need as we get older, because we start to lose our identity, which I know we'll talk about the next segment.
Yes. Some freedom came to me when I really recognized that the weight that I felt comfortable in might not be the weight that I feel like I need to carry because I want to look like everybody else. And when I got to that point of this is my comfortable weight, and when I go up, I need to pay attention, but I don't need to necessarily work super hard to go down. And just, I think we all have that number in our mind that we're comfortable with.
And I don't want people to have a number. I really don't. I want them to not worry. I think you need to know where you are. Knowledge is power. But I'm not a person that believes in weighing yourself every day, getting consumed with the number. Because actually, when you're 30 and when you're 60, your weight composition looks totally different. And if you were to get back to your exact weight at 30, you may look withdrawn and not as healthy because our skin elasticity changes and things change from after babies. What we want to do is just feel our best for what we are for our age. If I could be inspiring somebody, I mean, I'm 61 years young and I never get tired on the pickleball courts. And I play with way younger people than me, and they can't keep up with me. And I just give all the glory to good nutrition and to God, right? It's like it's not a big secret. I just fuel my body with good nutrition.
I love how you just took the power out of the number. That feels really good. And I don't get on the scale much. I do occasionally when I'm like, hello.
Sometimes it's like I need to know because I know, I do the same, like after a vacation, I'm like, let's just see where I'm at. Because, But, Or
I want to go into the doctor's office or whatever.
I'm like, wear really light clothes that day.
Just, can I take my shoes off? Sometimes we may get caught not paying attention. And I think that I know when my clothes are feeling a little tighter. But, I love what you just said about that number. I think that's amazing. Thank you so much for joining us today for session 3 with Holly Kirsh. Join us again next week for our 4th and final session. Stay blessed, y'all.